Food combining. Who's heard of food combining before? Okay. Food combining is a really well-kept secret. Our bodies were not designed for complex meals. We were not designed, rather like Marx says, 2 million years ago, we weren't designed for the complex meals we eat today. So when you go to a restaurant and you have the complex meal that you order, your body, your internal system is having a war trying to digest it. 2 key reasons. Protease, which is the enzyme you use to break down protein, requires an acid environment. Amylase, which is the enzyme you need to break down carbohydrates, requires an alkaline environment. If you eat proteins and carbs in the same meal, your system doesn't know whether it's coming or going. Consequently, you feel exhausted after the meal. Who's had that sort of 2 o'clock feeling after a big meal? Yeah, it's exhausting. Your system is literally sucking energy out of itself. If you start to combine properly, the simple rule is eat protein and carbs separately. Now, you can eat carbohydrates with virtually any vegetable, but you shouldn't really be eating, if you want weight loss fast, you shouldn't be eating carbohydrates with protein simultaneously.
What about meat, protein and vegetables, meat and vegetables?
That's okay, because you're not combining carbs and protein, you're combining protein and vegetables. But you eat the potatoes later. What I've actually started to do in restaurants is I've started to say, could you take the potatoes away, please? Could you take the rice away? Could I just have some more salad, or could I have some more vegetables? And they'll do that for you. They'll say, actually, could I have this meal, this salmon, with more broccoli and no roast potatoes, please? Brilliant. You're not combining. Now, when you do this, you put your system in an advanced state. Instead of having to fight with itself, the weight will begin to fall away because you're not having to have that internal war. Now, when I discovered that, it was huge. It was huge for me. The weight just fell away. So you add that to the other steps that you started, and it will begin to happen.
Sorry, you know some pulses of protein, so will that... So could you...
Well, you've got to be careful then. In that case, you shouldn't be combining them with carbs. Rice and lentils, great. Lentils is one of the best foods you can eat.
So that's the protein, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry? Yeah. So don't have them together, because that's bad combining. So don't combine carbohydrates or rice with lentils is the point, because that's actually bad combining based on this simple rule. The other point?
I can say that to get complete chains of proteins, you need to combine lentils with brown rice.
The thing is, you will hear so many different philosophies. Complete chains of proteins is the medical model. Remember, we talked about, you know, the medical model versus this is another approach. To some extent, these things run contrary to each other. No doctor will ever tell you to food combine. They don't do it. That's not their model. That's not their model of the world. You know, most nutritional advice you will find is, you know, eat 3 good meals a day, you know, meat and 2 veg, and you'll be fine. You won't. If you combine, believe me, it will make a big difference if you combine accurately. The other rule about combining is don't eat fruit, as I say, in combination with other foods, because the fruit will break down at the same rate as the other food. Step 5, detoxifying. A lot of what we talked about is toxification. You bombarded your body with toxicity over the last however many years, and there's a big build-up gone on. Now, some people advocate a thorough detox. Personally, I would rather take it slow and steady. The reason being, when you detoxify, you will actually have symptoms. Mark mentioned some of them. Flu-like symptoms is quite common. You get the shakes. I've been coaching a guy who's come off coffee, and he was drinking so many cups of caffeinated coffee a day that he got the shakes when he stopped drinking coffee. So I said, right, you're going to have to close this down one step at a time. You're going to have to reduce your number of cups of coffee from 10 a day to 5 a day to 2 a day to 1 a day, and then maybe go to decaf. Now, you know, my personal advice on detoxifying is take it slowly. So what you need to do is gradually reduce your intake of caffeine, alcohol, fizzy drinks of all kinds, not just sugary ones, the diet ones, anything that's got processed additives in it, and anything with sugars. anything that's been processed and anything with sugars in it.
What about hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate is better than ordinary chocolate, but my advice to you is reduce it gradually and then cut it out if you really want to lose weight. Now, the beauty of this approach is that you could still have a hot chocolate probably every couple of days and you will lose weight. But I would advise you, if you're going to do that, have your hot chocolate with water, not full cream milk, or have it with soy milk. And maybe take the low-fat version of the hot chocolate. But if you read the ingredients, you'll see lots of E numbers and you'll see lots of toxicity. So it's your choice whether you want to put that toxicity into your system or whether you would actually rather let it go and therefore let your body begin to metabolize off the fat rather than have to concentrate on dealing with the toxins. Because in dealing with the toxins, it can't deal with the fat at the same time. So if you want to lose the fat, lose the toxins as well, gradually.
I suppose what I'm saying is, drinking water all the time gets a bit boring, doesn't it? So,
yeah.
It's nice to have a little bit of variety. And,
yeah.
I was thinking in my life, hot chocolate now and again might be okay. But if you get a bit bored with water, what flavourings would you suggest?
Well, we like Red Bush tea. I would probably drink. I'll drink decaf coffee occasionally, but I really gone off the taste of coffee. Surprisingly, I just don't like the taste of it. I'll have a cup of weak Earl Grey, particularly decaffeinated Earl Grey. It's quite a nice tea. It's got lots of antioxidants in it. Somebody mentioned green tea. Weak green tea is probably pretty good, actually. Don't have it too strong. Don't drink too much of it. But you can find hot drinks that will work for you and will help you. You just got to be informed about it. There's no question here.
Just going back to the vegetables, what's your view about mushrooms when you eat?
Fungus. This guy says don't eat anything that's fungal, and I happen to agree with him. We don't eat mushrooms anymore, do we, sweetheart? Now, they're a vegetable. They're not animal protein, but they are fungal, and anything that's fungal is basically rotting. So why would you introduce a fungus into your body? Personally, I'd rather not. That's my personal choice. I would rather, you can do it if you want, but my advice would be try and eliminate it.
No, it's just I have a medical condition. It's a cancerous condition, and one of the things was that particularly shiitake mushrooms are quite good.
Okay, so the question is, if somebody has a cancerous condition, can mushrooms help?
Yeah.
I'm not a medical practitioner. I didn't advise that, and I wouldn't necessarily want to advise it. The best thing you can do for cancer is alkalize. And that's what Mark said. People have been cured of cancer after 30 days by alkalizing. So if
You're not a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of mushrooms, I'm afraid. No, I don't. We've eliminated them from our diet.
Just on the drink, chapters talking about different drinks. What about these squash drinks, like the rocks and barley water?
I don't do it. I'd rather add some lemon juice to the water. It's a natural substance. It will hydrate and alkalize you far more effectively. If you read the ingredients on any of those drinks, there's lots of E numbers, lots of toxin. If you go to www.managementconsultantsdiet.com, you will find a really good ebook which takes you in depth into detoxing. Really good ebook. It's not for the squeamish. I used to be a management consultant, and it's one of the ways that management consultants who have a busy, healthy lifestyle can lose weight fast is by detoxing fast, because other aspects of the lifestyle don't fit. But if you don't like pictures of what comes out of people's colons, don't look at managementconsultantsdiet.com. There's some surprising stuff in there, and it's toxicity. It's pure toxicity over 10, 20, 30 years. If you can get rid of it, you'll be doing yourself such a favour. You don't need to hold the fat anymore.
So this is a week by week. Step
Yeah.
5 is week.
Step 5 is week 5.
That's Christmas.
Well, you can decide what you want to do over Christmas. You can have a bit of alcohol over Christmas. We will have a glass of bubbly on Christmas Day. We'll probably have a drink the night before, but that will be it. I like a drink. I haven't eliminated it, but on the other hand, it's severely limited.